Welcome, welcome, welcome to Would I Lie to You? The Providence Improv Guild's version of the hit BBC game show from across the pond. Let me give you a little Let me give you a little explanation how it works. We have two teams tonight. The Penguin Apocalypse from Natick Improv, and Puffin Revolution from the Providence Improv Guild. These folks have been asked by our producer to send in some statements that happen to be true. That tricky person, Peter, has taken those and sent them back, except he's replaced, in some cases, their truths with a lie. And tonight they will open up an email and they will read that statement for the first time, not knowing if it's their truth coming back at them or a lie. And the other team needs to figure out if that person is telling a truth or a lie. So I hope I have confused it more than as I usually do. So I'm appreciative of that. This is the game show that makes a liar out of decent people and honest folks out of Tom Epstein. So there you go. So we're excited to bring it to you. Before I turn it over to our team captains for introductions, I wanted to wish everyone a happy first night of Hanukkah for those who celebrate and those who don't. Have a happy evening. It doesn't hurt. So yes, it is the first night of Hanukkah. So I will turn it over to our guest team tonight. Mark, team captain, can you please introduce yourself and Penguin Apocalypse?
Yeah, hey, I'm Mark from Natick Improv. Thank you so much for inviting us here. Looking forward to it. Let me introduce you to the rest of our team. This is our resident Disney expert / perpetual Santa for every holiday season, Brian Higgins.
Hello.
And this is the man, the myth, the legend, the cookie connoisseur, Matt Willis.
I also specialize in pies. Thank you.
Oh, excellent. Well, welcome our friends at Natick Improv. We're really excited to have our first guest team on Would I Lie to You. Now I want to turn it over to Tom, who I don't know if you, I think I lost it. Argyle says Tom looks like he would look great, lighthouse keeper friend. So with that, Tom's getting picked on tonight. So would you please introduce yourself and your team?
I think it's the beanie and the beard and the big head. Everyone, I'm Tom. We are Puffin Revolution, and a happy Hanukkah to you, Wooly. Thank you so much. I just lit the candles before this. Awesome. Emma is here. This is her debut of Wilty. Hi. And we also have Jordan, who is also awesome.
You know Tom and Jordan from the comments.
Yes.
Big commenters. All right. So before we get into it, I would be remiss if I didn't do a few plugs. So first of all, I'll be self-serving. We have a Improv for Everyone workshop, which is basically taking some of the tenets of improv comedy and working it into everyday lives. It's going to be a Zoom training. We're trying it out. I've done this many times live, but this time we're going to do it on Zoom and see how it goes. So if you're interested in that, it's on December 14th, 7 p.m. On Zoom. And if you're interested, go to improvpig.com to register. With that being said, I think I need to pull up my notes. I am not prepared, so bear with me. Let's see. Talk amongst yourselves. I have one job and I mess it up every time.
How do you happy Hanukkah? How do you say it?
That was
Happy Hanukkah.
Well, like the Chag Sameach.
Oh,
I'm Sameach, yes.
Chag Sameach.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
All right.
Pretty Gentile.
I will. All right. I'm ready now that that's over. Our first contestant tonight, the first person that's going to read their statement, happens to be team captain for Penguin Apocalypse, Mark. So, Mark, if you would please open that email that Peter sent you, and when you are ready, please read that first statement. And
You're gonna have to give me a minute. I have to remember my Hotmail password.
No.
Yeah, no, it's a problem. You just saw me go through it. And Tom's team, it's your job to determine if Mark is telling the truth or a lie. This is expert level because I need to tell our audience we met each other for the most part tonight. So this is going to be a very different type of show where we don't know each
Or
other.
is that the lie?
Oh yeah. Oh, I need to stop. I'm giving away clues. All right.
All right. I once laid flat on my back in a daze in front of a baseball crowd of 3,000 people.
Okay.
Okay.
It's like
Please.
Yeah, you guys speak.
Was this a professional baseball stadium? Is that what? Like, where were you?
No, it was in minor league.
What team?
The Worcester Tornadoes.
Worcester Tornadoes. Okay.
is that it? Does anyone know if that's a thing?
that-
that must be a thing,
I
right?
don't know why I asked, 'cause I wouldn't know.
Is that a double A team?
It's not double A. It's kind of like a side league, like the Can-Am League or something like that.
Oh, I see. Like independent league, like way out there.
Like an independent one.
Okay, but they have their own stadium.
Well, they kind of play at a stadium that a college. It's like a college's stadium, and they inhabit it like during the summer.
Do you know which college?
Holy Cross.
How do you know it was 3,000? Like, that's a specific number of people.
Yeah,
3,000?
3,000 on the dot. Is that what we're talking about? Or like,
It was around there. It was around there.
Okay, so you're backing off from 3,000. I see.
It could have been 2,999. You know, that one guy had to leave. Something came up.
So, you repeat how you were laying? Like you were laying in a daze? What does that entail?
Let's explore that.
I was in a daze. I was incapacitated. I was knocked out lying on my back.
You were hit by a baseball?
No, I wasn't hit by a baseball. I had what they call in the business a dizzy bat incident.
Oh.
Involving me running around and knocking into something I shouldn't probably have hit because I am made of flesh and the dugout is made of concrete.
Oh.
wait a second. You were like a paid mascot? Is that what you were? Like you were like riling up the crowd like one of those t-shirt cannon guys? Is that what like you were?
If you want to call me a paid mascot, I'll be a paid mascot, but I'd say I'd rather classify it as I was a volunteer from the audience to do something stupid on the field.
When you say you ran into something you shouldn't have.
What's that?
When you say you ran into something that you shouldn't have, what was the thing?
Oh, the dugout.
Oh, you hit the dugout.
Two things, actually. I ran into the mascot, now that you bring that up, the mascot who pushed me away towards the dugout. So then I hit the dugout.
Now this sounds like an assault.
So, okay.
Did I have sued? Oh, when I got up, they did say you signed a waiver, so you can't sue us. That was first was, are you okay? Yes. Remember, you signed a waiver first. That was
So you signed a waiver before attending the game as just someone watching a baseball game?
No, not attending the game before I volunteered or agreed to do the dizzy bat.
Wow, that didn't tip you off? They made you sign a waiver? That's something...
That's standard with most stupid physical things at a sporting event.
So after you did the dizzy bat, which also side question, that's like you put your forehead in the bat and you run around circles.
Yeah.
So what was the goal after that? Like what made you start running?
What was my motivation, or what was
like were you supposed to do something, or is it just
we were supposed to run to third base?
Okay.
And I saw Noah asking what the mascot was. Did we cover that?
No.
believe now I was dizzy, so it was hard to see him. He was either a bear, which I think he was, or he was an actual tornado. But I'm leaning towards bear because I don't recall.
It was a bear of a tornado.
So
Everything
I may have missed something. The bear asked you if you were okay, and then the bear reminded you that you had signed a waiver.
No, not the bear. The promo, the events crew, the little, the people that come out and do all the fun event stuff.
In Mark's defense, after Dizzy Bat, every bear looks like the Tasmanian devil.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I mean that's a proven fact. So.
Yeah, right. That's true.
So you got up with your own ability, your own did you get up? And
I had to collect myself for a good few minutes, and then eventually I was able to get up by my own accord with people. They were lifting me with their shoulders, and I was kind of using them for support, and that's when they whipped out the. Remember, he had signed the waiver.
What did the people do when you got up? I assume if this was true, they would have
clapped.
Mm.
They would clap because I was not mortally injured.
Yeah. Did players take a knee while you were down?
They should have. We would have been such pioneers if we had just done
that. Were people worried about
you? My wife was.
That's good. For your relationship.
She was also not surprised this happened. I'm a bit accident prone.
Huh. Interesting.
Accident prone, yet you still chose to play Dizzy Bat.
I'm an accident prone daredevil.
How did we cover how were you approached to do the Dizzy Bat?
Well, it happened that one of the on-field promo crew people happened to be the sister of one of my close friends who was doing an internship there. So I was plucked out of the audience to be like, hey, you'll do something stupid on field.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm. Do you find that happens to you often?
Yeah. Even by people who I do not know.
Okay, what do we think?
I think personally, I think this is true.
I think it's super true.
I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna say true.
I am normally very bad at guessing,
Emma,
whether it's true or false, but
yeah.
I support you holding out. You were very adamant at first, and then you gave right in. So
well, because in the beginning of this story, I was like, "This is a lie."
Yeah.
This
is like it's so obvious it's a lie.
Well, if he had said he was gonna he pinch hit and the ball hit him in the head and he got up and walked away, that would have been that would have been BS. But this is possible. Yeah, I mean, he mentioned his wife and she was worried about him. I mean,
internship of a friend, intern.
I can hear this like promotional announcer saying like, "Remember, you signed a waiver," into like the general merriment of all 3,000-ish people.
Yeah, the loudspeaker. Yeah. That's awesome.
I'd say true.
I say true. Emma, Emma, listen. If you think it's a lie, we'll.
No, let's do true.
I'm going to overrule you. No, I'm kidding. We're going to go truth.
All right. So your answer is truth. So, Mark, would you please let us know if that story was the honest truth or a filthy, filthy lie?
It was the truth.
Oh!
And even though I lost the Dizzy Bat, they did give me a T-shirt as a consolation prize.
Oh, did they shoot it at you?
No, I don't think they would have risked that. I didn't sign that waiver.
So, because Puffin Revolution was able to discern that was the truth, they scored 1 point. So it's 1-0. And our next contestant, randomly selected, is Jordan. So Jordan, I can stall for a minute. I have more to plug.
No, I have it.
You got it?
I mean, I'm getting to it.
All right. Natick, I want to say to everybody watching, Native Improv is on Facebook and at Natick, Natick, for those of you that never leave Rhode Island, 90% of our viewers right now, Natick improv.com. And they will, if you have anything to plug, now would be a great time.
I mean, we're also at Natick Improv. That's our Twitter handle. Anything else, like personally, or just us?
Sure.
In general.
Sure.
I'm at the Diddle on Facebook, on Twitter. Sorry, that's DITTEL. If you want to follow mainly puns or pictures of beer.
Nice. Nice. Anything else from your team?
I'll just add that we do monthly workshops online right now. You can always find all the information on our Facebook page. Again, it's Natick Improv, all one word, NATICK IMPROV. I would hope everyone here could spell improv.
And
but
you
never
know,
know.
obviously, we've been doing virtual workshops this year due to the pandemic, and everyone is welcome of all skill levels. So anyone can join.
Great. I bet you get some takers.
I don't
All
have
right.
anything to plug, but if someone wants to come let my dog out, she's throwing a fit.
We'll be right there. It'll be about an hour from where I am.
Okay.
All right.
I am ready.
All right, Jordan, let's hear it.
Some friends and I put icy hot on one of the toilets at school, but the only person to fall victim to the prank was the superintendent.
So this happened while you were in high school, I'm assuming?
Yes, it was high school. I don't know if there's a superintendent position in college.
No, I didn't think so. That's why.
Now, was it?
How many friends were
it
you?
was like a. I'm trying to. It was like I was the ringleader, and I had a gaggle. It was like. I was in band, and it was like most of the junior senior clarinet section and some of the flautists.
Can you give me 5 of their names?
Yeah. Sandra Davin. She was definitely there. There was
And her 4 sisters.
Yeah. And her 4 sisters. No, I'm having like real trouble thinking of literally anyone I went to high school with's name right now. But I swear I wasn't homeschooled. I had friends in high school. Sandra Davin was the head of the flute section, and she was absolutely there. And that's literally all I got.
Was everybody in the bathroom together to do this, or was it one person that went in?
Yeah, it was. So it was in the auditorium. I went to a large public school, and the dressing room bathrooms for the theater, they were very much supposed to be gendered bathrooms, and they were not gendered bathrooms. So everyone would hide from the conductor of the band and the theater director, because they treated them as gendered bathrooms, but none of the students did.
The hallway, those little cut-through bathrooms. Don't promote that.
Yeah.
What brought the superintendent into this bathroom?
It was during a performance night. So it was like a performance night for the band. And
what was the superintendent's name?
It was hyphenated, something Brown, nope. It was something Brown. It was a double last name.
David something Brown.
No, it was a woman.
Oh.
We icy hotted the women's toilet.
I believe the term is icy fetus, but
okay, I'm sorry.
What made you go with icy hot as opposed to another soothing ointment?
Someone we stole it from a guy in the low brass section. He had it for his knees.
What time of year was this concert?
Oh, I want to say it was like the holiday concert, but
What do you play, and do you recall one piece from that concert?
I play clarinet, or I played clarinet, and I'm sure we played some variation on Sleigh Bells or another holiday classic. I distinctly remember playing a medley of like Charlie Brown Christmas music, but I don't know if it was like that year. There were lots of hijinks.
What was the ramifications of this?
We didn't get in trouble. They never like found out, but and honestly, they like it was like super duper hush hush. Like we only found out because my friend Sandra, who was there, her mom was a teacher in the school, and she heard through the grapevine that the superintendent was complaining to the band director that like someone did something in the bathroom.
What were some other pranks that you pulled?
Other hijinks. Mostly just like hiding things on people. We would steal the band director had like severe halitosis, and we would steal his gum all the time. It was really hurting ourselves more than anyone else. But
Would you say you were the Zach Morris of your school?
absolutely not. Although I don't really have any like mental like position of where Zach Morris would fall in high school, but I don't think I was him.
What else we got, guys? What else do we pondering here?
What was your band director's name?
Mr. McMullen.
And did you like Mr. McMullen?
No, I hated him. That's
Did
why I
you-
was so scum. He
you
had very
play
bad breath.
Yeah. Did you play clarinet like all 4 years?
Nope, I did not. I have a long and storied history with the clarinet, but I started clarinet like really young, and then in middle school I was afraid everyone would think I was gay because I played the clarinet. I was gay. So I switched to trumpet, and then I was so bad at the trumpet that when I auditioned on trumpet in freshman year, they said, "You're too bad to be in the band." And I wanted to just not be in the band, but my mom said you had to be in the band. So I had to play cymbals freshman year. So I don't really, like I said, know who Zach Morris is in high school, but I don't think he was playing cymbals in the marching band freshman year.
Now, this is for my own selfish use if I decide to pull off a similar prank, but how did you apply the icy hot to the toilet seat? Was it just bare hands wiping it on the seat?
No, I even to this day don't really know the proper use case for icy hot. But we were like, especially in high school, I was like, can we touch it? So we used toilet paper to to wipe it down.
All right, guys. What do you kind of think here? What's your thoughts?
It feels fake to me.
I'm leaning towards a lie.
I was leaning towards lie because whatever story I've ever had, I could remember at least 2 people that were there with me. What? Not just one. I could remember at least one other person that would be there. So, you guys go with that? You want to go with that?
Like the lack of the concrete names, just and some of those details.
Who was your high school superintendent?
Dr. Collette. Dr.
Okay. I was at Grove and Fall River. We had like 7 in my 4 years of high school. All right.
Well, ours was memorable because he talked like Mayor Quimby from.
Exactly.
Okay, we're going with lie. We're going with lie.
We're going with lie. All right. So, Jordan, what was it? Were you telling the truth or was it a lie?
Yeah, it was a big old lie.
Big old lie. We got a competition going on. Yeah, that makes it.
I'm bad at this. I was like, wow, I can't believe this is 100% true.
You're just very trusting, Emma. It's one of the things that makes you.
You didn't play the clarinet? Or did you?
I did play the
Never
clarinet.
went to high school.
But I could have come up with literally any other clarinet player, and I cannot think of a single other person's name right now.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, you could have just thrown out any name.
Any names.
We wouldn't.
God.
All right, so that means the score is Penguin Apocalypse 1, and Puffin Revolutions 1. So we really do have ourselves a game here.
Right.
Next up, I have Brian.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So, Brian, while you're getting ready, I got a long plug here about what Pig is doing in the next few weeks. We're going to be having live streams every day in the week leading up to Christmas, starting with Spinach Ravioli and the Holiday Helpers performing on December 16th at 8 p.m. If you want to know everything that's going on, follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube to get the updates on these shows. Other shows will include another episode of Will I Lie to You? A live game of Among Us. Watch us play Among Us. I have a feeling some folks haven't played that often, so that'll be fun. That's always fun watching new people play it. And various improv groups from Pig. No tickets for this is required, but given that it's the holiday season and a time of giving, please do consider a donation during our holiday countdown. We're trying to do this as a fundraiser. Also, I should point out the ticker at the bottom of the screen. Donations always appreciated, never required. So we're just happy that you're on here, and especially to our Natick friends, if you could just spread the word about what we're doing over here, and we'll do the same. And hopefully we get some cross promotion going. So, all right, Brian, did I give you enough time?
Yes. So here we go.
Excellent.
I have a fear of being underwater that originates from an educational computer game about dinosaurs.
What was the name of the game?
It's one that I had on the Apple IIe as a kid. It was like Dinosaur Adventure or Dinosaur World. It was just one of those generic things. I had a big dinosaur phase, so my parents were all about getting me the dinosaur things.
So from what I know, surface level about dinosaurs, I know about their land animals for the most part. I mean, where did the underwater fear come from?
So this is the one piece that I remember distinctly. So in the game, there was a screen. It was kind of an educational game. You learn about the dinosaurs, and it said, "Look out for the water. There's an Elasmosaurus." And it was one of those dinosaurs. It lived in the water, but it had a long neck like a Brontosaurus or Brachiosaurus, but sharp teeth. So I remember distinctly that screen saying, "Look out for the water. There's an Elasmosaurus."
An Elasmosaurus.
Elasmosaurus.
The thing is, I think that might be a real thing. I
mean, he's a Disney expert.
And Disney
that tracks. He did say that at the beginning. Yes.
That's important too. Just be acquainted with that he's a Disney expert. Okay, so you played this game and then you became fearful
of water, being underwater.
Or being underwater. Okay.
So, look, what's the extent of your fear? Like, how does it impact your day to day, or like month to month?
Season to season, if you will.
Quarter to quarter.
It's mellowed out over the years, but as a kid, I was not a pool guy. I mean, I'm still not really a pool guy, but when we would go to Disney World, if we went to Typhoon Lagoon, I was going nowhere near that wave pool. I was sticking with the very problematically named Catch a Kitty Creek, which had tiny little slide and just kind of puddles of water. So,
Do you have any non-Disney related fear of water stories?
I have had issues going on boats. I never liked doing a whale watch, which, we're in New England. Whale watches are field trips. And I was always the one that was like, I'm going to hang out towards the inside of the boat. In fact, for Mark's bachelor party, we did, what was that called? The fast boat on the water. And it got us all wet. And I was not thrilled with that, but Yeah.
Wait, getting wet, like if you're splashed, is that a problem?
I'm getting splashed. I wasn't thrilled with that because I was wearing jeans and I didn't have a spare pair of jeans with me for that day, and that was the first thing we did. Codzilla, that's what it was called, the boat ride. Important.
I need a little background. How old were you when you first started playing Dinosaur?
Our world or adventure. I was probably about 5 or 6. It was on the old Apple IIe. We only had a handful of games. I remember having that one. I had like the Roger Rabbit game where I could never get past the first level. Anytime you were going out in Benny the Cab, you always hit the again, just bringing it back to Disney.
Any phobias from that game?
Dip. More afraid of the dip. Yeah, we had Tetris, but it had the Russian text on it too, so I always thought it was called Tetpany.
Mm.
How? I'm sorry if I missed it, but like, what age did this phobia?
That was about 5 or 6.
Okay.
So if someone ever says to you, "Look out for the water," sorry, like you'd like, right? I mean, you immediately get brought back.
It's mellowed out a little bit. Like, I'm not entirely hydrophobic. It's more just kind of being underwater. I had that vision. And I had a very active imagination as a kid. So I thought, like, if I go in the water, the Elasmosaurus is going to get me.
But then what happened to you once you realized that the Elasmosaurus was not going to get you? How did you get with that?
Eventually, I kind of grew okay with, a swimming pool at a hotel.
Right. There's chlorine in there. There are no Elasmosauruses.
Yeah,
right.
I'm just a big guy, so I don't tend to gravitate towards the pools. I don't like going around without a shirt on. But as a kid, it was that idea of the Elasmosaurus. Look out for the water.
Huh.
Have you ever seen? There's like a whole art style or genre of like paintings of like little boats and giant sea monsters underneath. What's your take on those?
I haven't seen that. I don't think I'd be a fan. Like, even the poster for Jaws sometimes gives me the heebie-jeebies a little bit.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about sharks and where you fall.
Yeah. I mean, I had a weird phase where I actually was kind of intrigued by sharks, but still they scared the hell out of me.
Aquariums. Do you stay away from them because they have that whole thing where you can see Elasmosaurus type animals swim around?
My favorite pavilion at Epcot was the Living Seas. Journey into Imagination. I was all about Horizons. Horizons, if I got on there, I would not choose the underwater level at the end. You could choose the 3 endings. I would always choose the space one, never the underwater.
Okay. One last question for me. Donna. He's not reacting, everybody.
He's not reacting at all.
That was a good test.
I love the music of John Williams.
Okay. I think I have. I think
good question.
What
Thanks.
I think.
What was that? Sorry.
I think I have an opinion on if the. I think it's a lie.
I think it's the truth. So my hesitance is he doesn't know the name of the game, which I feel like is real sus. But I don't know. I don't know. What do you think of Tom?
You know, I bet there's elements of truth about that. I don't think he's got a fear of underwater. I think that's a lie. But I think
If it is true, I'm sorry to make fun of fear that you have. I want to respect that.
There's just so many people that do like hate going to the beach because they like don't like the idea that they can't see what's underneath them, and I could see
that's real.
like somebody relating it back to like, oh, I remember the Elasmosaurus. He was also very quick to. Granted, I do not know if an Elasmosaurus is a real thing, but I'm pretty sure it is.
You know what? Whether it's real or not, it disarmed me. Totally. But I retain my senses, and I feel like, I agree that it's a lie. I feel like it's a lie.
Eric points out that a lighthouse keeper would know about all things water. So
Right.
I don't know if that helps. But
Right. Although we are above the water, and we look for things that are also above the water.
You know, and Tom, it's not only lighthouse keeper, but I really think you're looking like Draffis from Jaws tonight too. So, yeah, and that is a compliment. That is a compliment.
Yeah, it is a happy compliment today.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Is that cool? We go lie? Yeah, because I think it's lie. Don't hate me.
All right, you're locking in lie.
Locking in lie.
Brian, are they right that was a lie, or were you telling the truth?
They are right.
Oh, wow!
Good job, team. Good job.
I'm so nervous.
Or phase. So
This is
are right there in my back pocket.
Is Elasmosaurus real?
Elasmosaurus is real. It was an aquatic dinosaur that had the long neck like a brontosaurus. And
okay.
That was a good detail.
I have some.
You know how I knew that was a lie? Because Brian would have 100% know the name of that game.
Right.
I probably should have just chosen and gone with it. Especially when I then proceeded to name other games that I had.
As we know in this game, and for Natick, you may not know this, but you know Peter, so this probably isn't surprising. A lot of the lies that you get are truths in Peter's lives. So this right here is this is a plesiosaurus from Dinosaur Safari, and it did traumatize Peter as a child.
Nice.
So that
Where is its face?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's happy or sad,
But it's gonna get you.
and its fins
Looks
are
like a
longer than
flying-
its body. I don't know.
It's like a fox.
So I think this is the first time that we've had him and that we have a perfect game going into the halfway point. So really celebrate that. You will live on in infamy. Next up is our friend Emma. Emma, it is your turn.
I'm nervous for some reason.
Are you nervous?
Like scared.
Very nerve-wracking. I
Yeah.
couldn't think of any possible normal American name. So
That Emma, that feeling that you have right now is the exact same feeling a major league pitcher has in pitching a perfect game. So I understand it. Like there is no difference at all. The stakes are that high.
Okay.
Or a dizzy batter warming up the room.
We all signed the waiver.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, go for it.
Okay, here we go. When a fire alarm went off during my high school production of A Midsummer Night's Dream, I refused to break character while we all waited outside.
Were you in the play?
I was in the play.
Who'd you play?
Who did I play?
Yeah.
So I played a few characters. I don't want to brag. I was a fairy, and I was also Snout the Tinker.
Which fairy were you?
Cobweb? I want to say
Who played Nick Bottom in the show?
this guy named Nick Quadrini. It's very good.
Did you go outside, or did you just have to go to like a lobby?
We went outside, yeah.
Which character did you stay in?
Snout, the tinker.
Obviously.
When
Did you
in
do
doubt,
like
go with
crowd work?
Did I do?
What time of year was this?
This was the fall.
Would you have left if someone hadn't ushered you guys off the stage?
Would I have left?
Would the whole cast have left if a teacher hadn't gone, hey, go outside?
Well, I mean, it wasn't like I stayed on the stage while the fire raged or anything. Like, I left the building, but I remained Snout the Tinker. You know what I'm saying?
How did the other people react to you staying in character?
I mean, I think it was fine. I think it was okay. I can't even really conjure up Snout the Tinker's character. I do believe it was in the part of the play. I don't know if you're familiar, where they're doing the play within a play, and I was dressed up as the lion. So it was kind of like a weird, confusing thing where I was Snout the Tinker, but I was also the lion, and I was trying to maintain all that while the fire alarm went off.
Emma, did you bury the lead and forget to say this was a one-person show?
I wish.
Just checking that one.
That's all I wanted. But no.
At what point in the play did the fire alarm go off?
So I do think that it was during like the play within a play section. So that's like kind of towards the end of the play.
Now, when you were staying in character, did you continue to speak in verse?
Well, I think I mostly just avoided talking to people. And people came up to me and I was just kind of like, because I didn't want to be exposed to someone who couldn't speak an iambic pentameter.
That's a good question. What's the name of the play within the play?
I'm sorry?
What's the name of the play within the play?
I don't remember. I have no idea.
How many years ago was this?
This was in high school.
Okay.
Which was like 10 years ago.
Okay. And was this this was like a legit performance, or it was like the dress rehearsal, or?
This was a performance, yeah.
And did you guys do like 1 weekend, 2 weekends? What was the schedule of the performance?
I feel like we did a lot of weekends. Like it might have been 3 or 4.
Wow.
Not to brag.
That's a lot.
What other shows did you do?
What other shows did we do?
Yeah.
So we did this show called Remains to be Seen, which is like a dinner theater show that I think my drama teacher like found on the internet. We did that. We did this weird like adaptation of Beowulf. These were like the comedies that like the cool kids weren't in. Those were the musicals. I was a comedy gal.
And how much is the season pass if I wanted to go see these now?
I think it ranges between like $30 to $150, depending on what seats you want.
So,
Yes.
so with you playing multiple characters, how many people were in this cast?
I feel like maybe 15 people. Wasn't big. It was just like the nerds that wanted to be in the play.
As a stickler,
So kind of like the pig audience.
Yeah.
Okay.
as a stickler for the rules, I'm kind of curious about the evacuation procedure. Did the audience and the cast all go out one door?
Yes, and that was the part that really was that tested my ability as an actor, because my friends in the audience were coming up to me and trying to engage with me, and I was like, unless you're in the world, I can't engage.
So was there just one exit for the whole auditorium?
No. So we exited out like the theater backstage exit, but we all ended up in the same place.
You didn't go out the same door as the audience?
We didn't go out to the same door, but we did all end up in the same area.
It's kind of hard not to break the fourth wall when you're all exiting the same exit, right?
Yeah.
Did anyone else pick up in suit and stay in character to interact with you, or were you the only one?
I think I was the only one. Yeah.
Only one with integrity.
The only one with integrity, artistic integrity.
And just one more time, which role were you in Pyramus and Thisbe? Which role did Snout play?
The lion.
Okay.
All right, what are we thinking, guys?
I think it's a lie.
I'm mixed.
Did you lie only because of the faulty evacuation procedure?
See, I'm mixed. I don't know enough about Emma. This seems like 100% it would be something Peter would do. If
It seems like a Peter story.
The thing, being a theater person myself, I feel like if I did something wacky off stage, at least one other person would kind of yes and it, since we're on the subject here. But I don't know. You guys are both saying lie.
I also don't think Snout is the lion.
Willis, what you said lie based on the evacuation plan?
I think it's a lie. I don't have the theater knowledge, but I'm a stickler for fire escape.
Well, I'm on the
is all
fence.
about egress.
Yeah, I'm on the fence, so I'll go with my two teammates that say lie. So we'll go with lie.
All right, Emma. We're going to talk after the show because I have so many questions about this, but we need to move on. Where was that story? Were you being truthful or were you lying?
I was being truthful.
Oh no!
Go, Emma.
Oh,
Well done.
we blew the perfect game.
The good news is there's no more pressure on a perfect game.
No.
The also good news is no points were exchanged that one, so everything stays status quo. So you only score points if you guess correctly. So Emma, nicely done. Yeah. All right. Next up is our own Richard Dreyfuss lighthouse keeper, Tom Epstein.
Tom. No,
All
we're
right,
not
so-
chanting. Okay.
That was rude. We should have yes and that chant.
Should at least done like a foghorn or something.
I need to invest in a noisemaker so I can be ready for this type of thing.
I'm ready.
Ready? All right, let's hear it.
One of my most embarrassing dates was at a showing of A Fish Called Wanda.
Oh. If this is at all true, the fact that you had a date at A Fish Called Wanda, I have so much. My respect for you just went through the roof.
Okay, so let's get to it. Why was it embarrassing?
Okay. I crap my pants.
Oh, wait, he asked what was embarrassing about it, though.
Yeah. And we asked what happened at that time, not tonight.
I answered the question, Mark.
And my respect is right down where it was.
Yeah.
So was your date aware of the situation?
Well, here's the thing, Mark. It's a good question. I don't know.
To this day, don't know.
So, wait, what was that?
So I said to this day, they still don't know.
So this was in high school, and I don't think she ever knew, but I'm pretty sure because I went to my my high school reunion, and we never encountered, we never ran into each other. So I don't think she ever knew, but at the time, I don't know. I was in a panic. Not enough exits, Julie. But I was in a panic. Like I kept on looking at her, like because I was sure she knew, and I was sure she knew, but I don't know. I just kept looking at her during the movie. It's happened in the middle of the movie. Like, have we all seen it? So like about halfway through, and it's stupid because I laughed because of a really it happened because I laughed really hard. There was part.
At what point of the movie? If you recall.
I recall. So it's a heist comedy, if we're not aware, from the late 80s, written by some Monty Python guys. So Michael Palin played a sniper, and his job was to kill an old lady with a bunch of dogs. And the bit was that he kept accidentally killing the dogs instead of killing the old lady. It's funnier when you see it. One of the ways was he had sent a large dog to go attack the old lady. Instead, the big dog just carried off one of the little dogs. And the whole theater was erupted into hysterics, including me. And I laughed so hard. Boom.
So
The hysterics weren't the only eruption that occurred.
Boom.
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So to clarify, it was just the antics of the movie was the main cause. There was no like meal based before or anything that was a contributing factor. Like,
Well, we had pizza before the movie. I mean, look. I mean, no. I was not expecting. I usually take care of all I need to before a date, but this was really funny, and it caused me to for that to happen, and I was very embarrassed. I was like freaked out. I was like scared. I had like a handful of popcorn that I like squeezed, and like I was just like I didn't even know. I couldn't even focus on the movie.
In Tom's defense, Ebert's review of the movie was "crap your pants funny." So I'm just putting that out there.
so did you stay to the end of the movie?
That sorry, the comments are throwing me off. Yes, I did. I did leave. I did leave for a few minutes because I panicked. I'm like, I was like, I'll be right back. I kind of like lingered looking at her because I swear I thought she knew. I thought I stunk. I was like the movie theater was also packed. So we were not on the aisle seat. So I had to in front of like 5 other people, and I swear they all knew.
Did you cross her? I'm not supposed to be asking questions, but did you cross her?
No, not only did I not cross, you're not supposed to ask questions, bro. No, the answer is no. I went the long way.
Yeah, because then it would have been like a butt or crotch in front situation,
I was thinking the fastest I was ever thinking. It was, yeah, exactly. That might have been I don't know, all those things, but I felt it was one of the worst things that ever happened to me.
What was did you have like an excuse for your brief exit?
No, I just said I'll be right back. And I left for a few I left for a few minutes.
Was this a first date, or was this like a second or third date?
Oh man, it was a first date, and I really wanted this date to happen. Like, we were both Python fans. It's like we quoted Monty Python to each other like randomly. We weren't friends really, but it literally like that wasn't the basis, but like I knew that like asking her a fish called Wanda was a good idea at the time.
So my follow-up question was there a number 2 date? I'll see myself out.
You're in your house. Don't go.
Well, to answer that question, we did not go on a second date.
So you didn't when Fierce Creatures, the spiritual sequel, came out, you didn't go take her to see that?
No. 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 Again, I don't even know if she knew about it, but I was ashamed, everyone. I was ashamed.
You were feeling pretty shitty.
Yeah, we should get that into the comments. But yeah.
Okay. Any last questions, fellas, or
Just real quick.
How much poop are we talking about?
what?
Like, how much poop are we talking about?
I'm not going to go into like major specifics, but I will say it was less than it felt.
Okay.
I'll ask real quick. When you went to the bathroom afterwards, did you just clean yourself up? What did you do to prepare yourself to go back to the theater?
Oh, jeez. All right. So I went and I called my brother and he was younger than me. Like he was like 13. I called my brother and I told him what happened. And I said, I need underwear. I need pants. Take a cab to the theater.
And he said, not again, probably, right?
He laughed his ass off and hung up the phone. And didn't do it. And made fun of me for a very long time after that. So I didn't know what to. I tried to fix everything up and make everything a little fresher, but and it was a long time, so like I realized she must have thought something weird was happening. I was panicking, so I did the best I could. I went back, watched the rest of the movie, and
then what became of the pants?
Yeah, maybe, Jared. What became of the pants? I probably threw them out. Yeah, they're garbage. Those pants.
All right, Jake. What are we thinking here?
I want this to be true.
I want it to be true too. I mean, he could just be a movie freak like you and I are, Brian, where he like just all the details of A Fish Called Wanda. He just might be specific to that. But otherwise, it's because of this situation that he remembers all those details about that scene with Michael Palin. French fry up the nose, Michael Palin.
My instincts took us in the wrong direction last time. My instincts are taking me towards false again, but wanting it to be true.
I would echo that. The age group of that would be associated with pooping yourself while laughing is not the age range he was in for the story.
I mean, I was leaning towards truth, but I do want to be democratic here. So you guys are saying lie.
You're the team leader, so you get the final say.
You are a dear leader.
I'm gonna go truth.
Whoa! Whoa! All right, look at this. Look at this. Usurping the opinion of the team. All right, we're locking in truth. Tom, did you crap your pants on a date during A Fish Called Wanda, or was that a lie?
I crap my pants during a showing of Fish Called Wanda. True. Are you saying that I was too old to crap my pants from laughing at? Is that what you were saying?
I think you were too young.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
But
no,
I'm
it's
glad.
true.
I want to live in a world where this story is true. So
Yeah,
I'm glad.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah.
You don't want to go
Let us introduce you to Tom Epstein.
Nice.
So that ties up the game. That also puts us in an unusual situation because Matt's up next. So Matt, you can start opening up your email. If Puffin Revolution gets this right, the game's over. They win. But if they get it wrong, no points exchange, and we will have to go to a tiebreaker round. So everybody be ready for that. And a tiebreaker round is sudden death. So there is a point scored no matter what. So, all right, we'll talk about that if we get to it. So, Matt, are you ready to read your statement?
Yes, I've got it up here.
Great.
All right. I broke a $700 camera, and I paid back the owner of the camera by letting him drive my car for a year.
Huh. What kind of car?
Good question.
So it was the car I had in high school, which was a sweet 1988 Chevy Celebrity.
Like, it was the car you had in high school, or it was your car and this happened in high school?
It was the car I drove in high school.
And how old were you at the time?
I was 18.
Okay.
What were you taking pictures of? What did you need the camera for?
It wasn't my. I broke his camera.
Oh, okay.
In exchange, I basically gave him unlimited use to my car.
Right, but what were you? So you just like knocked it off a table, or you actually were like borrowing it and used it?
Or was it?
I was playing baseball, and he was taking shots of the game. And just to be funny, I threw the ball towards him, and I couldn't do this again if I tried 100 times. I hit it right on the lens.
Oh.
And he blamed you even though he was taking pictures at a baseball game.
It was hard not to blame me. I threw the ball at him.
Well, okay, yeah. All right, yeah, I see that.
I mean, what a bad
guilty.
photographer. He was looking right at you through a lens.
It was like a high arcing shot. Like it was like, I won't brag, but I right in the lens. And it wasn't like a dart that came right at you, like that. It was, kind of up and then
So
down.
you were like joking, like, "Ha, I'm gonna throw this ball at your camera," and then like you just really did it.
I was joking to the guys that we were in like a warm-up line throwing, and they were taking pictures for the yearbook or the school newspaper or something. And I was joking to my friends, like, "Look, I bet you I can hit this. I bet you I can hit this guy." And sure enough, one shot.
So
What position do you play?
I was a first baseman.
You said hit this guy. Like, at first I thought that it was like a person you knew. It was a stranger.
I mean, it was like a moderately big graduating class. It was like 200 people, so you kind of knew everybody. I wasn't a close friend of mine. I knew who he was, but we didn't really we didn't hang out, but we weren't not friends. Like, I was friendly with him.
So in the year of him using your car, did you guys strike up a friendship?
I mean, as much as you can with someone that has unlimited access to your car. Like, he had my number, and if he needed to go, if he wanted to go to the movies on a Saturday night, he would have use of my car over me.
So if you had been anywhere, your deal was like, it didn't matter anything you were doing.
Just drop everything, get the car to him.
Yeah, basically. So I ended up riding with a lot of friends that year.
How did this work with I assume your parents are probably still pretty involved in your life? And
my mother was there, and I mean, she thought it was a fitting punishment. It's a small town. She knew the kid to be fairly safe with it and fairly responsible, and
a small town but a big high school.
I mean, it's 200 big graduating class. I grew up in the middle of nowhere, so
it's medium.
What was his name?
It was John. Thomas.
Oh, that sounds like a very
John
fake
Thomas.
name.
All right.
I don't know if I could. I mean, I can't come up with any names, and if I were to come up with a fake name, it would have been John Thomas.
Yeah. He was a British boy.
You what?
He may or may not have played the clarinet.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was me.
Okay.
Right. So John Thomas drove your car. Whose idea was it?
He came to me. He said, "You're gonna have to fix the camera. It's $700." I don't have the money. I'm 18 years old, and he says, "Well, let's he wanted to strike up a deal, and the only thing I had to barter was use of a '88 Chevy Celebrity."
And how did he get this camera? He's a young kid. He has this really expensive camera.
From his parents, like photography was his deal, I guess, and like so he had a very nice camera and used it to take pictures for the yearbook and the school newspaper, and it was his thing. Like he had this really nice camera.
I find it like messed up because I feel like his parents probably paid for the camera, so and it's not his money, but he's like benefiting from your goodwill, allowing him to use your car. I don't know.
It's a barter economy.
I didn't dig too deep. I thought I was getting off easy, that I didn't have to like find a way to get this kid $700.
Did he pay for gas?
When he filled it, but like he'd return it to me at like near empty all the time.
Do you keep in touch with him anymore,
Mr. Thomas?
No, like like most of the people you go to high school with, like you have 2 or 3 friends that are left, and like you just lose touch. I grew up a few hours from where I live now, so I didn't make it to any of the reunions. So maybe he sees him post something on Facebook, but I don't.
Oh, you're friends with him on Facebook.
I'm friends with everyone on Facebook.
Is he married?
You're not friends with me on Facebook.
Send me a request. He is not married.
Interesting.
Does he still have a love of photography?
Send a request.
What's his profile picture like? Is it like a high quality $700 camera?
Jeez. Do you want me to? I don't know what his profile picture looks like. It's nothing that stands out.
I have to acknowledge that Matt really tried to answer that question. That was above and beyond. Nice job, Matt.
I'm not 100% what my profile picture.
Matt, how many home runs did you hit that year?
I was not very, for all the throwing prowess I've shown in this story, I was not a great hitter. I didn't have any home runs. I would just slap some singles around and didn't play a whole lot. I may have had 3 hits the whole year.
All right.
Did you have were you really resentful of this guy because he pretty much upended your whole life, like taking your car? I know when you're 18, having a car is so exciting. Were you really resentful of this guy for taking away your freedom?
It was really annoying. When you lose a lot of I lost a lot of freedom doing it, but my friends were good about giving me a ride. I could walk back and forth to the high school, so that wasn't a huge deal. It was annoying in the winter, but the car stayed at my house. Like when he finished what he was doing, car would stay at my house and I could use it it wasn't like he had the car for a whole year. It was when he wanted to use my car.
Right. The Thomases would have been very confused about this strange car in their driveway.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they were all privy and okay with the deal. I don't think money was a concern to them, so I don't think they were as worried about the camera as much as letting their son figure out how he wanted to fix this.
How did he get back home once he dropped the car off at your house?
Good
he
question.
Actually lived within walking distance of me.
Or
in the case when he would come back after dark, he would come to my house, I would give him a ride home, and then I would drive my car back.
Right.
Noah asked the question of why a whole year. And that's like a long time.
Yeah.
I agree. It was a very long time for him.
And you were 18. Did you go to college right after high school?
Yeah, it was the school year. It was September to May, June.
When's your birthday?
My birthday's in July.
So that makes you Leo? If any of the comments could figure out what his sign is.
If he was 18 when this happened and he was playing baseball, which happens in the spring, that means he would have had to be 18 when he was a junior.
It was like a travel league, so the game was in the fall.
So his parents could afford to buy him a $700 camera, but John had no car.
Yeah.
Priorities in the Thomas family.
Interesting.
I don't do the family business. I don't know. Maybe the car was borrowed and fell off a truck. I was just a desperate 18-year-old who didn't have $700 to spend. I would agree to anything. I may have agreed to sell a firstborn child in this transaction.
Okay. All right.
Huh.
Okay.
All right. How are we feeling? Do we any more questions, or do we call him a liar now?
I think either Matt is like conning us really well, and he's acting like it's a lie, or it's just a lie.
There is no such person in his life named John Thomas. My name is Tom, and he's looking at me.
The only thing that got me was like, that's a really ridiculous way to break the camera. Like, although that he could have thrown a baseball and broken something else.
Yeah, good point, Jordan. When he's saying, "Hey, I'm gonna hit this guy," who are you talking to? There's nobody around you. What are you yelling at the second baseman? Totally. Or the coach next to you. Nah, I was thinking that too, Emma, that maybe he's going super general, so to throw us off.
Yeah.
But he doesn't know any John Thomas.
Maybe I'm thinking like too like cinematically about this, but I feel like you would have to strike up an unlikely friendship.
Yeah. You would be best friends. You would know exactly what his profile picture looked like.
Yeah, you would like get each other. You would send each other Christmas cards. After this crazy year?
But you also said that they should be enemies because you should resent him. So
okay,
there's two storylines that
in the beginning, enemies in the beginning, and then friends, and then at the end you just kind of understand each other.
Yeah. And then they fall in love. Or not.
Yeah.
Like a Shakespearean comedy, really.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I'm fine with the lie.
All right.
I think lie.
All right.
Yeah, I agree. I'm locking in lie, Wooly.
Locking in lie. All right, Matt. Tell us, is there really someone named John Thomas that you allowed car privileges, all of that? Were you telling the truth, or was that a lie?
That was a dirty lie. I would never do something like that. I don't have that kind of throw in my abilities.
That was a good story, though.
Yeah,
I like it. I think there's a film. I really do.
I really do. Yeah.
at least like a YA novel.
Right.
Well,
If you turn into a romantic comedy easily, one step, I'm sure.
well,
Throw Sandy in there.
Mike Lupica can write it. It'll be awesome.
Penguin Apocalypse, we really appreciate you being here. Unfortunately, you did not win tonight. The honors go to Puffin Revolution, but it was so close, much closer than when we play with everybody knowing each other. So it's kind of funny that that's how that happened. We really appreciate you being a part of this. I hope you had as much fun as we did.
We did. So, thanks for having us. Yeah.
Anytime. You're welcome back anytime. So for everybody else in the audience, thanks for tuning in. Our next Would I Lie to You is next Thursday night, the 17th, 8 p.m. Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And my final thought for today, going deep tonight, nothing resembles an honest person more than a liar. And with that, I wish everybody a good night.
Bye.
Do.